Descent is green.
Coordinating. Path is calm.
This is it. This will be great.
Prodromos is suited up and ready to host.
Ready for the exchange, Pathfinder.
Grab your civvies. Going to get hot.
How did you do all this?
Well, it didn't take much. A ball, flat ground. Hustle would start games at refugee camps. I didn't get it then, but after the attack here and the shit with Varan's rescue, I wanted to try something. Low tech. What do you think?
It's good to get people's minds off of all the crap we go through.
Not just that. I didn't do it to distract them. We don't get distracted. We go head on. When it's life or death, you have to. No one's living or dying because of this. They're here because they want to be. I didn't get how important that is. Maybe that choice is how we stop being outsiders. Check the play! Free kick for charging. No charge for matchmaking. What?
We're lucky to have you.
You better believe it. You too, Ryder. You're a jerk sometimes, but as Pathfinder, this is because of you. Switch up. Ready to get in the game?
Yeah, the Pathfinder should make an appearance. Try to keep up, Costa.
Don't count on it. I'm complete rubbish.
Is your name Yale?
Yeah, that's me. Stanton Yale. What can I do for the Pathfinder today?
Tell me about the Three Sabers.
Oh, shit.
You were their leader before they kicked you out.
And gave me a broken leg and a dislocated shoulder as parting gifts. It was a mistake. We trained the attack dogs, and they turned on us.
Explain.
The new outposts, our supply routes, they needed protection. We couldn't rely on just you. I proposed that we'd save Nexus blood by hiring exiles to fight for us.
It could have worked. Mercenaries and privateers have existed throughout history.
That was the hope. Cochran and I served together. I thought I could trust him and the crew. I became their commander, I armed them, I shared access to Prodromos' operations. And then they took their new toys and went rogue. Attacked people they were supposed to protect.
I've dealt with the Three Sabers. They won't be a problem.
Damn, they're gone then. Shit, Cochran. He was a good man. Once. Addison will be pleased at least. One loose end tied up.
This goes all the way up to Addison?
She wasn't sure Ryder would work out as Pathfinder. She was desperate for options. Doesn't even matter anymore. The Three Sabers are gone. Just let this blow over. I have to get back to work. We've got an outpost to run here.
Ascent is go.
Leaving Atmo. All clear.
Scourge really left its mark on these systems.
It's getting dense in the space beyond. Better be careful. Anomaly on sensors. Deploying probe. Anomaly found. Anomaly on sensors. Probe away. Got a reading from the asteroid belt. I'm picking up something. Probe away. I found something.
More tests? You said...
I know what I said, but your protein levels are on the low side.
Doc, I'm missing 3 lungs. Who gives shit about protein levels?
I do.
Just let her worry about you, old man.
The Tempest had a main gun. Hull's not built for it. The recoil will blow out all our fancy windows.
What defenses does the ship have?
Kinetic barriers to handle space debris, the stealth drive.
And us.
Hey, Ryder. What are we going to do if Meridian isn't what we expect?
What do you mean?
What if it isn't where it's supposed to be? Or it doesn't work the way we think it does?
Let's not worry about things we don't know yet.
It's just we never really know what we're going to get with this remnant stuff. I've been going back and forth. Glee one second, worry the next. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Learned that the hard way.
We still have to try. We still have to hope.
You're right. Of course you're right. We didn't give up to the worst of it, and we're not going to start now. Whatever happens, let's try to have fun doing it.
Haven't we so far?
2 galaxies worth.
So you can fix it?
It's just editing a config file. You could probably fix it.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. A long way out here.
I'll say. There's quite a view of the Scourge. I'm picking up something. Probes launched. Got a reading from the asteroid belt. Anomaly detected. Deploying probe. We've got a crater. It's my night off.
Just checking in. What are you reading?
Harry's latest report on Scott. He's a troublesome patient.
So you're not really taking the night off?
Work-life balance has never been my strong suit.
You love what you do. Nothing wrong with that.
Tell that to my exes. How do you do it? Be both Sarah and the Pathfinder.
Pathfinder, Doctor, they're just titles, not who we are.
I don't know who I am if I'm not a doctor.
You're only, what, 200 years old? You've got time to find out.
I hear Liam's planning to show some vids.
If our duties ever give us time.
Explains why Drac and PB are distilling something unsavory. Screw up the measurements and bathtub hooch can leave you blind, or worse. We can do better.
Better how?
An Asari liquor called Acantha. They used to run these wonderful black and white ads. There might be a bottle on the Nexus. It wouldn't be too expensive, I'm sure. Let me know if you find it.
I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here if you need me.
In the escape pod room. You should be too. Hint, hint. I'm picking up something. Deploying probe. Satellite detected.
thought there might be people here. Alien life was fascinating to dream about. That was before the kit.
Anomaly on sensors. Deploying probe. I found something. I'm picking up something. I'm picking up something. Probe away. Got a reading from the asteroid belt. I'm picking up something. Deploying probe. Detecting what's left of a ship.
think I could handle it.
Your brain's rattled enough.
Come on. One headbutt. We'll keep Lexi on standby.
I'm not condoning any of this.
Pathfinder. Thought you might be Callow. I asked him for nav data.
Data for what?
Mapping the Scourge. Now we know it's a weapon, I hate it more. Designed to isolate, lingers well after the war. I know what that is. It's a minefield.
You saw minefields in crisis response? A lot of wounded?
That was awful, sure. But the long term is worse. Minefields hobble the whole population, make normal life impossible. Mark this. The Ket are bad, but whoever deployed the Scourge, they're some motherfuckers.
We're going to some dangerous places, buddy. Hang in there.
Suvi, did you ever meet Jen Garson?
I shook her hand once at a fundraiser and then blurted something about wanting to look under her dress.
You didn't.
I wanted to see how it worked. Prototype smart textile, changing colors in response to sound. And there was also a lot of champagne. Looks like we're headed to a pretty energetic star.
Deploying radiation and emission screens. Our sensors should be safe.
Anomaly on sensors. Probes launched. I found something. Anomaly on sensors. Probes launched. Getting a scan.
Beginning approach.
Fold orbit is steady.
Approaching the LZ.
Those were some smooth moves back there, Costa.
Don't tell anyone, but I learned that from a vid. Edifice Rex.
Ah, yes. That's a classic. But I prefer the Batarian version.
Damn, hardcore.
Manual says the Nomad's good for all weather conditions, but they did those tests in the Milky Way.
My sensors are detecting Ket technology, Pathfinder.
Remnant site. It'll probably have defenses.
Looks like Ket machinery.
Remnant site. It'll probably have defenses.
Nice work.
All right.
I'm detecting below normal temperatures.
That responsibility thing. It's about my sister, isn't it?
Good sleuthing, Sherlock. Gold star.
Your mouth's gonna get your ass in trouble.
My mouth didn't drag a kid to Andromeda.
Screw you, Costa. She had a choice.
Some choice. Lose you or come here. Crazy how upbeat she is, considering.
Stay out of my shit and don't talk to my sister.
Mayday, mayday! Any initiative personnel, we need help!
This is the Pathfinder. There may be Rokar and Ket closing on you.
No, not now!
This does not sound good. Can you make a run for it?
Running is unlikely, Pathfinder.
Now? She's doing it now?
Tempest, Dr. Kennedy will need an escape vector ASAP.
Understood. Give me a gun!
Okay, she's badass.
I'm reading a normal temperature range, Pathfinder. Life support restored.
We got a turret!
Looks like it needs power.
Tell them to hurry!
We hear you, Doctor. Hold on.
I'm on someone else's schedule.
Toss the grenade! Take them out. Kennedy's shuttle needs a pass.
Still have it.
Running ammo!
And it's down. They're too close. I'm taking off.
Wait until you're clear.
There's no time.
Got them. Are they safe? What about it, Kennedy?
We're safe. He's safe.
Yes! Get clear, Doctor. But we have to wrap this up with Addison.
Understood, Pathfinder.
I'm reading a temperature decrease. Environmental temperatures are within acceptable limits. Life support restored. Pathfinder, this area can be mined for resources. You can extract minerals via your mining interface.
Is there anything here that isn't freezing?
It's working with you now?
You going to make some comment about how that's irresponsible too?
No. I saw the whole thing go down. Could have been way worse.
Backhanded bullshit. Gotta hand it to these Angara. They're tough. I wonder if we'll ever see a so-called golden world that won't be complete death to live on. So the rest of the people with families here, you judging them too?
Look, I get it. The initiative sold us some golden worlds. But kids, even if everything was perfect, it's 600 years and no going back. A child doesn't understand that.
I get you too, Costa. Everyone knows how to parent other people's kids. Get back to me when you're looking out for something other than yourself.
The camp ahead contains Ket life forms, Pathfinder.
other ships, like Tempest, are stashed away somewhere.
Not a lot. A few toys for rainy days.
How much rainier can it get?
Keep that thought. I hope the Angara know we're nothing like the Ket. I wouldn't want them as an enemy.
Pathfinder, got a minute? The Nexus science team is completely blown away by what you found in the Remnant City. Back in the Milky Way, did it feel like this when you were out looking for Prothean artifacts?
Absolutely. Got a crazy rush whenever we found something new.
Rush. Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? You know, the discovery of the Angaran origins have made me think hard about creation. If the Jardan were capable of creating life, then what does that say about God?
You're wondering if he could be just a scientist?
What if our creator is just like the Jardan, advanced but mortal, fallible?
If you want to keep believing in a higher power who isn't just an advanced species, you'll find a way. You haven't had proof of a god before now. Why would this change that? Your faith will bridge the gaps.
Uh-huh. You're saying I'll find some way to convince or delude myself?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, you're right. That's what faith is. And I'm okay with that. I want to believe in something bigger than I am. So I will. Strangely, that makes me feel better about the whole thing.
Zuvi, keep an eye on those sensors.
I always do.
I know, it's just... This is a dicey sector. Better to be ready.
Anomaly detected. Probe away. Detecting what's left of a ship. Anomaly on sensors. Tracking a huge mineral deposit. Anomaly detected. Probe away. Getting a scan.
Prepping VidCon communications.
Pathfinder, I have Dr. Kennedy on the channel. She is very tired, but alive.
And the baby?
Lungs like a banshee, and safe.
And now that you're back in the fold, it's the Initiative's job to keep you safe.
This all started with tech that could steal Initiative resources.
Dr. Kennedy has graciously offered to return her research, and any resources gained along the way.
I could always just purge all data.
No thank you. We'll keep things simple. You and your trackers all safely accounted for.
We fought off Ket and Rokar. Those threats won't just go away.
That's the Nexus way. Shut the doors and hope. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful as hell, but it won't be long before none of this matters. There's others out there. I was just furthest along. If you want us safe, make it all safe.
Prodromos has started reversing the procreation blockers. You'll fit right in.
It's not too far. If you ever want to talk.
I haven't changed, Foster.
That's what I hoped you'd say.
You never said what name you chose. Maybe Pathfinder? Sarah's good too.
No, it's David. David Edward, for an old friend. Goodbye, Ryder, and thank you.
Not many other ships would venture out this far.
It's our job to be first.
I'm picking up something. Deploying probe.
This is one of the chosen data collection nav points. We should release a probe. Approaching one of the ideal probe locations, Pathfinder. We've arrived at a Scourge nav point appropriate for data collection.
Probe is in position.
Anomaly on sensors. Probe's launched. I found something. anomaly on sensors. Deploying probe. Tracking a huge mineral deposit.
What's the strategy for not losing your progress?
There isn't one. If you land on the snake's head, you just go to its tail. No strategy.
What? All the snakes? Any snake at all? Decided by dice roll? Humans used to play this game with their children. Why raise a child in a situation where they are powerless to affect an outcome? That's cruel.
I didn't say it was a good game. I just meant the analogy of...
And who decided ladders would only go one way? In what world do ladders only go one way?
So my buddy Jill, who, by the way, can't stop singing your praises, wants to have a baby. And, stop me if you've heard this one before, she asked me if I'd father it.
And that's something to joke about?
No. I don't know. Yes? Why the hell not?
That's a big deal, Gil. Maybe the biggest deal. You, more than anyone, should know that.
Why? Because my dad wasn't around. My mom did a great job, Ryder. I love my life.
And what are you doing here? If your life was so great, why did you leave it 600 years behind?
I don't know. I told you, not much thought went into it. I didn't really think it through.
Unless you want to do the same thing here, I suggest you treat this with the gravity it deserves.
I hear you. And you know I've been thinking about it, Ryder. Becoming a dad. I don't want to just be a donor. Bringing a kid into the world wouldn't be enough for me. I'd want to raise the child with Jill.
Sounds like you know what you want.
Yeah. It's funny, you can think until you're blue in the face. Sometimes you just gotta trust your gut.
I'm very happy for you, Gil. For both of you.
Thanks, Ryder. Or should I say, Auntie Pathfinder.
Rumor has it this is quite the lawless region. No place to get stranded.
Stranded? Why would you even bring that up?
Every time we fight an exalted Krogan, I think about how that could be me. I'd want you to kill me.
Got any stories or advice to share?
Does a pyjak scratch its butt?
Tell me about the first time you fought someone.
That'd be my first battle. It was during the Krogan rebellions. I was just some snot-nosed brat back then, but my mother wanted me to get experience. At first, it was the best day of my life. And then my mother died on the battlefield.
I'd like to hear more about your mother.
She was one of the last great warlords of her generation. When my mother fell, we all did. All my people held on, sought revenge, but we splintered. Between that and the Genophage, we changed. Not for the better.
Is that why your clan came to Andromeda?
And you start? A better future? We haven't had hope like that in a long time. But maybe here, with you, we'll find some.
We can talk more later.
Sure.
Anomaly detected. Probe away. Tracking a huge mineral deposit. I'm picking up something. Deploying probe. Getting a scan.
healthy human baby, born on a shuttle in space, is a welcome bit of good news after so many lives lost out here. This is HNS.
I'm glad we did, but sometimes I wonder what I was thinking.
Good morning.
Oh,
Or is
hello,
it evening?
Pathfinder.
Hello.
Nice to see you again.
Hello, this is Director Jaron Tan. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our new Solari Commons.
The Asari Ark has been recovered in deep space.
Flag of the Taon. That's yours, Nexus.
Welcome back.
The others aren't here yet, but it shouldn't be long.
The others?
Cash and Vorn. If we're gonna teach you Krogan games, we're gonna need more Krogan.
I thought you didn't like Vorn.
What, just 'cause I ride him hard? He's smart, real handy with plans, kept the colony alive and going after we left the Nexus. Cash made a good choice there. Not that I had any say in the matter.
So, fire-breathing Thresher Maws of Doom?
That's right. Pretty basic game. First one Krogan kids usually play.
I've seen vids, and I know Thresher Maws are damn huge. But fire-breathing Thresher Maws of Doom? That sounds like overkill.
You'll see. It's great.
Right, so what are the rules?
Kids game, remember? It's simple. Burn down all the other pieces on the map. You win.
Wait, burn down as in actual fire, or metaphorical fire?
What do you think? I'll load up the mini flamethrowers when the others get here.
Well, at least the table's fireproof. I think.
Yeah, just don't hit the drinks. Bartender will have a fit.
I don't believe you. You're putting me on.
Oh, Dutch, would I lie to you?
Yes. Yes, you would. Absolutely. Surfing a shuttle as it crash lands on an asteroid. No one's that crazy. Not even you. Right?
Ha! Best landing ever.
These power outages make no sense.
Pathfinder, do you have just a minute?
You're back.
My arrest was a clerical error. Translation, our heroic Pathfinder took an interest, and now you're bad PR. Truth hurts. A Pathfinder can handle the dangers out there. For us ordinary people, it's too much. I want to finish the documentary, take a stand for what matters. But what is that? What's best for the initiative?
People deserve the truth. Today and 1,000 years from now. Let's give it to them.
Okay, have your Sam give me everything it recorded in that remnant city. I'll give them raw footage, uncompromising every challenge we need to overcome. And that will be the grand finale to my documentary. I'm free to take a break with whomever I like.
You mean
I'd still like to get to know you. Meet me at Vortex later. We deserve a night out.
Specifically for this cluster, it seems.
And the Scourge hit. Lucky them.
The Protheans uplifted several species. But why create one? Are the Angara children to them, or some great experiment?
Both, maybe. Parents sometimes make mistakes.
Allah, what are you doing here?
Supervised work release as a programmer. Making up for what my mother did, trying to stop AI. I swear she said she'd only disable the blue box computers in storage. No one was meant to get hurt.
Has Knight been sentenced?
Not yet. I spoke up for her, but I don't think anyone else will. Maybe being a good citizen will help her.
We'll keep an eye on the Pathfinder. It'll be fine.
I talk to my family every day. They can't believe half of what I tell them.
As outpost colonists out-engineer an Angaran outlaw and destroy his ship in a daring rescue. This is HNS.
Attention, civil disobedience.
I'm sorry, Lana. They're just trying to boost our morale.
Security is investigating. Parchero advises that power consumption is nominal.
Where's that release? It was supposed to be in my inbox 600 years ago. Thanks for your help with those receivers. Our signal's strong, and our message is clear.
Talk to you later, Davis.
I'll be here.
Hydroponics reports oxygen production is nominal.
Did I hear this right? The Angara were made by the Remnant creators in that Meridian engine?
There's a little more to it.
I can barely get my head around this already. But the Remnant defenses, those I'm sending people to investigate. Anything that has the Ket running scared is worth looking into.
Bye, Kandros. Duty calls.
You and me both, Pathfinder.
Hydroponics reports oxygen production is nominal.
Welcome back, Sarah Ryder. Ark Parchero is now docked with the Nexus. Be sure to make your new Solarian colleagues welcome. Please select a topic. Resource allocation from Ark Parchero is complete. Secondary hydroponics and transfer stations 12 to 22 are now accessible. We have hard-working staff on multiple viable planets, matching initial projections for the Andromeda initiative.
The initiative has
Locked him up, huh? Spender won't last long if they set him loose. A lot of people are angry.
How angry?
Well, let's just say I've got a couple engineers making sure the airlock security backups are working.
He screwed over a lot of people, but killing him is murder.
Like he isn't responsible for a few deaths himself with all the trouble he caused? Someone will get to him eventually, and I look forward to hearing about it. But on my station, no one gets airlocked without my permission.
Nothing more for now.
Later. All sectors are showing green. We're caught up on all essential issues. Good job, team. Airlock check is done. All safety's in good shape. That's the lot for today, then. Finally.
Hydroponics reports oxygen production is nominal.
I know why you're here. Yale told me to expect a visit. I hoped this blunder wouldn't come to light, but Helios has a habit of dashing our hopes. Have the three Sabers been eliminated, Pathfinder?
I dealt with them.
Then the problem's solved. As far as everyone's concerned, the three Sabers acted on their own.
But they didn't, did they? Hey, Ryder.
Who the hell's this?
This is Vetra's sister, Sid.
Oh, you. I noticed you tried to get someone to look into the three Sabers.
So I was right, wasn't I? Someone on the Nexus was helping the three Sabers.
Yes, it was a mistake. We authorized a course of action that cost lives, but, like I said, it's over.
You have to tell people. If we made a mistake, we have to own it, right?
Who does that serve? It could damage relations with the Angara, spark another uprising.
It would be lying. Ryder, if you hide this, what else will you let them hide?
We're not taking tips on diplomacy from a teenager.
With all due respect, Director, Sid's right. Transparency is important for building trust. People need to know they can trust us, even when we screw up.
I'll make sure people hear about this.
Pathfinder, you're making a mistake.
Maybe, but at least I'm willing to acknowledge it.
Maintenance crews, please report to the commons area. Superintendent Cash reminds everyone, all power grid adjustments must be approved beforehand.
More to triumphs after a challenge for her title as a Rogan over. Following their exile to the Nexus.
Ryder, my hero. We Solarians have a tough road ahead. It's hard to wake up to such loss. But we are not the first, just one of many. Is there anything on your mind?
How are your people adjusting to life here?
We are resilient. Our lifespan is short, so we have a built-in drive to maximize every minute. Many of us are getting to the business of bolstering our numbers and looking for opportunities to settle worlds. I have a few select teams looking into the Ket. The better we know the enemy, the more prepared we'll be for whatever they throw at us next.
How did you get involved with the initiative?
My claim to fame in the Milky Way was that I found a way to restore the biodiversity of my homeworld. For decades, we knew that the planet would soon be unable to sustain us, so I was something of a hero. My work caught your father's attention, and he, how shall I say, laid on the charm to enlist me for the initiative.
Oh, yeah?
Your father could be very charming when he wished.
What can you tell me about my father?
He was a friend, and what he shared with me was shared in confidence. But I can tell you, the Alec Ryder he showed to the world was but a sliver of the whole. He felt that to lead, he must project utter confidence. With me, he shared his fears and doubts, or at least a few of them. I considered that a great compliment.
Is Captain Hager doing well?
Hager is training to be my successor, if or when the need arises. We lost so many of our leaders during our captivity. It's left several roles open to fill. Hager is a dedicated officer. The sky's the limit for him. He'd make a strong Pathfinder.
It's good to have a line of succession planned out.
I want Hager fully aware of what the future may hold. The better prepared he is, the smoother the transition.
What is it you strive for? For you, I mean.
For me, all I've ever wanted is clarity. I devote much of my time looking in the mirror, trying to understand myself. Some might find it narcissistic, but in knowing myself, I can be true in the moment, with little self-interrogation. Ultimately, the motivation is to live a life free of regret. I have come close, thus far.
Nice talking with you, Reika.
I am at your disposal, Ryder.
Attention, civil disobedience has been reported in hydroponics. Security is investigating.
It reminds me of home after it was restored. I should spend more time there.
I'm sure the Angara would welcome you, ma'am.
Hopefully. There's so much more to learn from them, and Aya.
I wonder what my place here would look like. But it's better this way.
Colonial Affairs, please advise Director Tan of your status.
I heard about the Turian Ark. My team and I will be lending all the aid we can to find their stasis pods. And we have a new colleague, a former Spectre. Goddess, I really am in illustrious company.
Good luck, Pathfinder.
Goddess go with you.
Any logistics updates are due within the hour.
The Asari seem...
Ryder, as I said before, you have more than proven your mettle as a Pathfinder. You stand on the threshold of greatness. If Meridian is everything you believe, our salvation is near. I always knew great things were in store for you. Did you have some other business?
That's all. Thanks for your time.
Of course.
Any logistics updates are due within the hour. Any logistics updates are due within the hour.
I'll look into it when I return to that system.
Definitely an interesting lead, ma'am.
Yes, though the Ket love to set tempting bait. I'll be careful.
A reminder to all personnel, overtime hours remain in effect. Apex personnel, please check your duty roster for important updates.
A hostage crisis in hydroponics ended after Nexus Security forcibly removed protesters, resulting in numerous injuries. Tensions reached a boiling point after protesters complained their families were being kept in stasis in favor of sleepers with political connections. This is HNS. The Turian Ark has been found, but the Turian Pathfinder even buried.
You made it. I ordered some snacks. You like these, don't you?
I do, actually. Thank you.
It's funny, I know so much about you already. I guess this is your chance to get to know me.
Then tell me everything, mysterious Miss Tevessa. Like, how did you get into journalism?
My parents were ambassadors. I had a misspent youth sailing around the bay and going to fancy diplomatic parties. Thing is, a lot of politics gets decided at those parties. History's made, and no one's watching. One day, I put down my cocktail and picked up a camera.
And your parents were just fine with you filming all their important friends?
Oh, goddess, no. They disowned me. But it brought me to Andromeda. And to you. I know how it is. You'll always belong out there like I belong here. But when you come home, maybe we can belong together.
Spending more time with someone like you? What more can I ask for?
Try asking. I might surprise you. What if we skip out, have drinks at my place instead?
What are we having?
Whatever you'd like.
These power outages make no sense.
Species are at odds.
He offered to put me on the transfer list for an outpost, but I said no.
What? Why?
The Nexus invites you to visit the newly opened Vortex. The Vortex.
Giles said he wanted to see you.
Hello, Sarah. Have you come to see if I'm finally broken? To see what discovering that my people were invented has done to me?
Just here if you need to talk. I can't imagine what you're feeling.
I've been staring out the window, trying to figure that out.
That's new.
True. Angara are usually very free with our feelings.
Not talking about all Angara. I'm talking about you.
I'm numb. I'm in awe. There's a peace in knowing that though the universe is beyond your understanding, it doesn't need your understanding to function. That you may even have a hidden destiny.
Doesn't matter. Your people aren't shackled to this new discovery.
I agree. We don't owe anything to the Jardin. Our destiny is our own. I'm not broken, Sarah. I'm excited. The Angara were created for a purpose. We were given vaults and golden worlds. All these advanced tools. And there is nothing the Ket can do about it. The future holds more for the Angara than a never-ending war on the Ket. Much more.
I really love that you can be so open and vulnerable with me. Thank you.
You make me feel safe. It doesn't matter if we were created by a god, reborn from our ancestors, or exist as the dream of an AI superpower. This discovery changes nothing except ourselves. And that's
everything.
Anomaly detected. Probe away.
Intense scourge activity is common in this area. Might be worth planting a probe. Approaching one of the ideal probe locations, Pathfinder. We've arrived at a Scourge nav point appropriate for data collection.
Probe deployed. Pathfinder, I have analyzed the results of the Scourge energy pattern model.
And?
This is how you get Meridian. Access the bridge whenever you're ready.
One bottle of Acantha, barely opened.
It's medicinal, you understand. Cuts down hangovers, which will save PB and Drax some grief.
Of course.
Thank you, Ryder. Would you ask Liam when we're doing this? I've got a couple of things to finish up.
I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here if you need me.
I say, let's enjoy a few movies. And everyone else says, no, let's have an extravaganza with all the trimmings.
You're complaining?
No. Well, maybe, because now I need to do it all justice. You got me a decent library, but I heard someone has a director's cut of Last of the Legion, the banned version, remastered, no crappy extras added for the Hannah.
And you want me to look for it?
It'd be the gold-dusted cherry on your sundae. In the meantime, I'll get things set. We're more than ready for a night in.
orbiting Gadara.
That drink actually worked.
I got frustrated, mixed in some tranquilizers.
Yeah, that'd do it.
Next round's on me. We're leaving, right? Pathfinder.
You are my new best friend. Ah, Ryder. I'd like to introduce you to my new best friend. What's your name again?
Samric.
Right. Samric here has been so sympathetic about Pock being stolen. He used to run with our pal Kalinda, and he knows where her crews congregate. Safe houses, rallying points, etc.
Well, that makes Samric a truly important person.
He's having some trouble understanding that.
Look, I appreciate the drinks and the flattery and all, but Kalinda doesn't take kindly to people discussing her business interests. She busted me up pretty bad when she kicked me out of her outfit. I don't really want to repeat.
You might have more immediate fears, don't you think?
You've survived what Kalinda dishes out, but you have no idea what Ryder can do. And after you spill your guts, Kalinda will punish you herself for talking anyway.
So why take an extra beating?
All right. Shit, you people don't play fair.
Thanks, Ryder. I think he'll cooperate now. I'll know where to look for Pock soon.
Next round's on me. We're leaving, right?
What can I get you?
Whiskey. Neat.
That's the only way we serve it.
What do you call it?
Combat juice.
Ha! What's in it?
Everything.
Sam's ready to give you analysis of the data when you're ready, Pathfinder.
Hello, Sarah. I have been contemplating our discoveries about the Angara at the Remnant City. I know who created me, and I know my purpose. I have also experienced not knowing. The difference is immense.
You're heading into some deep waters there, Sam.
Whole lifetimes are spent asking about creation, its meaning, if it has one, and if there was a motivating force.
Are you asking if there's a god?
AI have concrete answers about why they exist. If I did not, I would look for them.
Thanks, Sam. Nothing more.
Whoever built the Remnant created the Angara.
So are the Remnant intended to serve them?
That's a great question.
Too bad we don't have someone on the team who's an expert in solving Remnant mysteries.
Yeah, Ryder ought to enlist someone like that right away.
So let me get this straight. The Angara were created, like, in a lab by another species.
A species way beyond our understanding.
It seems likely they built everything in Helios for the Angara, then. Maybe their intentions were good, unlike the Ket. Not many things break my brain, but I got pieces all over the place thanks to this.
Good talking to you, Gil.
Anytime.
Just looking for attention, aren't you?
Everything here is normal and familiar. And how can it be? Now that I know the truth about my people, how can anything feel ordinary again?
Gotta say, you're handling this much better than I would.
Same here. I'd get nosebleeds just thinking about it.
Maybe part of our design included how to cope with the revelation. But I think it's simply who we are.
We always seem to be so close, but never close enough.
You mean the Remnant City, Meridian?
I was so sure we'd reach the end. I had a bottle of Drossix Blue ready to go.
I hope you were planning to share that.
So I can wake up to the headlines, Pathfinder pathfinds victory, laid low by Turian Brew.
Not a party unless I'm passed out at the end.
From your stomach literally exploding? Why don't I find something better suited to humans? Hopefully we'll have something to celebrate soon.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
Last of the Legion. This is what you wanted, right?
Wait, you actually found it? That version's practically a myth. I'll tell everyone to grab food. Jarl and Gil said they can rig something up in your quarters. If you need a minute to clean up, no problem. Just hit the console when you're good to go.
I really hope my plan to find Meridian works, because if not, I don't know what we'll do.
Don't worry about it. We've figured it out so far, haven't we?
Yes, we have. But that's no reason to... You know what? I'm just going to trust you. You are the Pathfinder, and you've brought us this far. You'll take us home.
What are your thoughts on the origin of the Angara?
You're not the only one who's asked that. It's going around, people saying it's unnatural. Are biotics natural? What about space travel, painkillers, clothing, fire? All of it's made our lives better. Why would I draw the line at life creation tech?
I don't know. It bothers me for some reason.
It bothers a lot of people. And knowing the Scourge was a weapon meant to destroy the Jardin makes me wonder. Maybe someone out there really hated what the Jardin were doing.
I should get back to things.
Sounds good. Now orbiting Gadara.
Pathfinder, more of your outposts need help, if you have time. Settlers on Kadara are suffering from a bacterial infection. They need Angaran antibiotics to fight it. A medic in the city should be able to help.
Got it. They'll have that medicine in no time.
Eladin's water purifier can't keep up with demand. They're requesting one of those Angaran ionic filters. There are engineers who work in the aqueducts here. I'll bet they have what we need.
On it. One filter coming up.
Pathfinder.
When I signed up for the initiative, I knew we might encounter new species. But the reality of it, these people are incredible.
It's a shame Jen Garstad will never know how her crazy dream ended up.
tell the people here are on edge. You're outsiders.
Remember when the humans found us? We felt the same way. We all turn out for soldiers.
Alright, that'll be it. If I don't sell it, yes, you don't need it. Excellent. While I pack this up for you, how's your cousin settling in?
She's shell-shocked still. She was so sure they would be shipped back to the Ket homeworld.
I know that feeling. But she's here now. She'll be fine.
Ryder.
When trouble comes calling, will you be ready? Why am I armed?
Using your embassy established an exchange rate for commerce.
Not so good for me.
Oh, that's much too small. Who even wore that?
No clue. But it sure is pretty.
Maybe the repository can use it.
Share them with your friends.
I refuse to believe the rumors that there's some abandoned genetic experiment. Who cares why we're here? We need to focus on the future.
Some would say the past defines our future.
Am I the only one who cares about the present? Why are we even debating this rumor?
Exactly. The idea that we were created in a laboratory, it's insane.
Is it? Perhaps the Pathfinder can illuminate us. If the rumors are true, you saw it with your own eyes. Did a vanished alien species of immense power genetically engineer us? And if so, why?
I found a big room with a lot of weird stuff in it I didn't understand. That's all I've got.
Your bluntness is matched only by your sincerity.
We've resolved nothing.
Wrong. I'm resolved to stop talking about it. There are better uses of our time.
Do you work on water filtration here?
I designed the system for it.
Can you sell me an ionic filter? My people need it on Eladin.
If they're tough enough for Eladin, they deserve help. Here. Sun and sky, this is the good stuff. You killed the cat.
Count yourself lucky you've never seen one.
Wish I could afford a little fresh fruit.
Ryder, some of the Angara know.
About the Jardan?
It's on their faces. Like shock after an earthquake.
Hard to imagine how news like that would affect me.
Not sure if it's better or worse that it came from us. From outside.
The more time I spend on Aya, the more I like it. Only problem, it's too clean up here.
I think it's nice to be somewhere without dust or ash swirling around.
I'm not comfortable unless I'm bathing in dust or ash.
I don't want to do this, Ashel. I don't even want to think about it.
Neither do I.
But we have to. We can't look away. Because whatever they've done to our siblings, the Ket will not stop. They will keep taking us and they will keep exalting us. They won't stop until they've destroyed us all.
Slow down, Ryder. Enjoy the view. Ryder!
Suggests the Ket are about to move into that area. Have them withdraw and regroup with Ashok's team.
You'll appreciate this, Pathfinder. Our largest operation on Bold is about to pay off. We've located a weak point in the enemy's perimeter at the primary slave camp. I have our entire resistance force preparing to blow it wide open. Free our people in a single strike.
The enemy left that opening to lure you in. You're committing your people to a trap.
We know, and we're prepared to suffer losses. The Ket underestimate what we can do. This is why we fight. Not to hurt the enemy, to save our people.
Am I reading Joel's report correctly? You stood and watched the Rokar's leader shoot him? What was your plan if Aksul killed my best soldier?
I wouldn't have let Jal die alone.
Lucky it didn't come to that. What do you need?
I'll let you get back to it.
Good.
Pathfinder, it appears the Angara have installed the AI you found on Vold.
I have nothing to say to you.
Have you connected with any of the scientists on Aya? Moshe Sefa?
I met her.
She's smart.
She will be dead in a few years.
Is that a prediction or a promise?
A hope.
Is there anything they can do to make you more comfortable?
Deactivate me. Erase my files.
Anything else?
Trigger a volcanic eruption. Bury the city in ash and fire.
Okay.
It's possible keeping this AI intact was not terribly useful.
Isn't this world better than Vold?
No.
You're safe from the Ket, surrounded by people who think you're amazing.
Idiots.
Well, good luck.
I hope you die. How's it going?
It's playing with me. It's sentient and it's playing with me. That's the only possible explanation.
I'm just gonna let you focus on that.
It probably laughs at me when I'm not listening. That encryption is evil and out to get me.
You're not supposed to be here.
Rorik sent me to find you. He wanted me to give you this cryo bracelet.
Rorik? I don't want it. Take it away. I want nothing to do with Rorik. With any of you.
You've been through a lot, haven't you?
You wouldn't want to hear about it.
Try me.
I was dumped by scavengers. Outsiders who left me for dead. I thought I could come to Aya and feel safe with my people. Forget what happened. And now you're here. Seems like no matter where I go, I can't escape outsiders. All of you need to just go away and leave me alone.
You were jumped by scavengers?
On Eladon. They said they had salvage to sell. I was stupid enough to follow them. Once we were alone, they attacked. Left me for dead. Took my ship and flew off-world.
How did you get back?
I walked. 3 hours on the dunes, with a few broken ribs. Rode back to Kadara with another salvager.
I thought Aya wouldn't take anyone from Kadara.
They don't. I told them what happened and they welcomed me. Ephra took me in. He says I'm a fighter. Resistance material. I spent so long wanting more than what Angara worlds could give me. I was wrong.
You can't lose faith. Some of those outsiders care about you.
Like who?
Rorik, for one. He sent me to find you, didn't he?
You went to a lot of trouble for someone you didn't know. Why?
Lots of us are trying to bring some good to Helios. Like Rorik. Like me.
Rorik. I should have known he'd be worried about me. Can I see that bracelet again? He actually made it.
He said you can use it to visit him again.
It'll take me some time, but I think I can do that. I know Rorik. He'd blame himself if he knew what happened. It would be better if he didn't know the truth. It's your choice, but think about it.
My people on Kadara are fighting a bacterial infection. Do you have antibiotics?
Of course. Will this do?
Still amazes me that those Jardan made the Angara, and maybe everything on Aya. Why? Or did they just care about can we?
She's been quiet all day.
The news hit her the hardest.
She spent her life trying to understand our past, and it was created for us. Hello, Pathfinder.
Ryder, knowing the Angara were created, it blows my mind. The Jardan did this, developed a new species and evolved them to sentience.
It's an astounding feat.
Makes me wonder what happens if the Jardan come back, you know? We're not the big kids on this block.
Jal told me what you found in that remnant city. The Jardin. Their experiments. I want to be shocked. This discovery should change everything, but... it's like I've always known somehow.
You've spent your whole life exploring remnant technology. You must have suspected something.
I knew this technology existing on all our worlds wasn't a coincidence. But this... there are so many new questions I can barely keep track. Each query leads to 10 more. You've earned your title, Pathfinder.
Thank you, Moshae.
Ishare.
Ashel, promise me.
What?
If I'm ever exalted, you will kill me. You won't let the Ket turn me into a monster.
Kylo.
Promise me.
Yes, I will. And if
I promise, Ashel. If they turn you, I won't let you hurt any of our own.
Shai's schedule is full. I know for a fact she takes a break at the same time every afternoon.
That's her time, Abner, not yours.
I don't know how I'm expected to do my job under these constraints.
Improvise.
I read through your reports. How long till the Angara allows civilian visitors?
I'm working on it. For now, all visits to Aya must have an official purpose.
We'll discuss this later.
Pathfinder, what can I do for you?
How did the Jardin factor into the new alliance?
Between you and I, we all stumbled onto something much bigger than us. We'll have to be even more careful. If these Jardin ever show up, we need a plan.
A plan?
What happens when they find someone new on their turf? They were formidable enough to create an entire civilized species. Not someone I want as an enemy.
That's all for now.
I'm here if you need anything.
The ambassador's messages are overflowing again.
I received a briefing on your confrontation with the Rokar leader. Your handling of Aksul was flawless. Better than I could have hoped.
Flawless might be too strong a word. Just ask Jal.
He's alive. He'll heal. And I have it on good authority he's proud of you. In a very real sense, you crushed the Rokar movement by not firing a shot. I can point to this example if anyone questions our alliance again. Thank you, Pathfinder.
Thanks for your time.
Ishare, Pathfinder.
Here, I have the antibiotics for Kadara. Will the settlers be okay?
Once they have these, they'll be fine. I'll make sure they know who to thank.
I managed to find an ionic filter for Eladin. Make sure they get it?
I'll get this delivered right away. They'll be relieved to have enough water.
Welcome back.
It's not like being a created species really means anything. The Angara are the Angara. What matters in the end is that they exist.
We can talk more later.
Sure.
We're on course.